6 months from now, you will either regret not starting or celebrate the life you built, because every choice you make today shapes the progress, habits, and results that define your future. 6 months of focus can create a life you once thought was out of reach, because consistent effort, clear goals, and daily discipline turn dreams into real results. Many people go through life wanting change but staying stuck in the same routine. They think about goals, dream about freedom, and wish for progress, yet they stop before taking real steps. A clear plan can turn those hopes into daily action, and action is what brings results. This 6-month success plan is designed to guide you step by step so you no longer guess or wait. It shows you what to focus on, how to stay consistent, and how to measure growth in simple and practical ways. You do not need more waiting, you need direction and commitment. This is about building habits, setting goals that matter, and staying motivated long enough to see change. If you're ready to take control of your next 6 months, then let's dive in. Number 1, decide clearly what you want in 6 months. Most people wake up each morning with no clear idea of what they want from life. They hope the day brings something better, but they never decide what better looks like. They work hard, they pay their bills, they get by, but inside they feel restless. You might know that feeling yourself. It is the sense that you are moving but not moving forward. It is the quiet frustration that whispers at night when the day is over. It is the thought that you are capable of more, but you cannot yet see how to reach it. The first step to changing this is not complicated. It is not about luck or chance. It is about deciding with absolute clarity what you want your life to look like 6 months from now. That decision is where the journey begins. Without it, nothing changes. With it, everything starts to shift. Clarity is power. When you decide exactly what you want, you give your mind a target to aim for. You stop drifting and you begin directing your own energy. Think about how the human mind works. If you tell it what to look for, it finds it. If you tell it what to avoid, it notices it. If you give it no direction, it wanders. 6 months can pass in a flash, or 6 months can change your life. It all depends on whether you choose a clear destination. This decision is not about being perfect. It is not about predicting the future with accuracy. It is about saying, here is where I want to stand 6 months from today, and I will shape my actions to get there. That clarity gives you strength. It gives you energy. It gives you a reason to keep going when things get tough. Now ask yourself, what do you truly want in the next 6 months? Do not think small. Do not think safe. Think real. Think honest. Maybe you want your body to feel strong and full of energy again. Maybe you want your finances to finally move in the right direction. Maybe you want to change your career path or build a new skill. Maybe you want to repair a broken relationship or develop confidence you never had before. The goal is not to pick something to impress others. The goal is to pick something that matters to you deeply. Because if it matters to you, you will keep going when the first wave of excitement fades. If it matters to you, you will wake up and remember why you started. Most people avoid this step because it feels uncomfortable. It feels easier to keep moving without making a choice. But indecision is a decision. When you refuse to decide, you are deciding to stay where you are. That is why 6 months often pass and nothing changes. Time keeps moving, but your life stays the same. If you want the next 6 months to look different, you must face this discomfort and choose. Decide clearly, write it down, say it out loud, feel it in your chest. Make it so clear that you can describe it to anyone in one sentence. That is when the mind locks onto it. That is when your focus sharpens. That is when 6 months becomes a deadline for change. When you think about what you want, give it detail. Do not just say, I want to be healthier. Say, I want to lose 15 pounds, feel light on my feet, and have the stamina to climb stairs without getting tired. Do not just say, I want more money. Say, I want to save $3,000, pay off my credit card, and feel secure when I look at my bank account. Do not just say, I want to be confident. Say, I want to walk into a room, speak with ease, and no longer hide behind fear. The details give your goal substance. They turn a wish into a plan. They make it real in your mind, and that is where all change begins. Vague desires fade quickly. Clear goals stick and grow. There is another reason clarity matters. Life will test you. In the next 6 months, challenges will show up. You will feel tired some days. You will doubt yourself. You will face temptation to give up. If your goal is vague, you will quit. If your goal is clear, you will push through. When the vision is sharp, the pain feels smaller. You remind yourself of where you are going, and you keep walking. That is why you must decide with precision. Your clarity is your shield. Your clarity is your weapon. Your clarity is what keeps you moving when nothing else does. Now think about the emotions connected to your decision. Do not just think about the numbers or the facts. Think about how you want to feel. Do you want to feel proud when you look in the mirror? Do you want to feel calm when you open your bills? Do you want to feel free when you step out of your job? Do you want to feel secure when you sit with your family? These emotions are the fuel. Numbers are important, but feelings are what drive you when the numbers feel cold. Imagine yourself 6 months from now with that feeling in your body. Imagine the relief, the joy, the excitement. That picture in your mind creates motivation that no outside force can match. Do not fear making the wrong choice. Fear making no choice at all. You can always adjust your path as you go. You can always correct your course. What matters most is that you start with a clear decision. 6 months will pass whether you decide or not. But if you decide, those 6 months can transform everything. Decide clearly what you want, and you will notice that your daily actions begin to line up with it. You will eat differently, spend differently, speak differently, think differently. It all starts to connect. But nothing connects until you choose. You must also be honest with yourself about why this goal matters. Ask yourself why you want it. Ask yourself what difference it will make. Ask yourself who you will become when you achieve it. The stronger your why, the stronger your will. If your why is weak, you will give up. If your why is powerful, you will push forward through every obstacle. 6 months is not long, but it is long enough to test your resolve. That is why you must root your decision in something deeper than surface desire. Find the real reason. Maybe it is freedom. Maybe it is pride. Maybe it is peace of mind. Whatever it is, own it. Speak it. Carry it. That reason will hold you steady. If you struggle to decide, imagine your life if nothing changes in 6 months. Imagine yourself in the same place with the same struggles, the same worries, the same dissatisfaction. Let yourself feel the weight of that reality. Then imagine your life if you achieve your goal. Imagine the relief, the pride, the power. Which picture do you want to live in? That choice will tell you what matters most. That choice will guide your decision. Do not overthink it. Listen to your heart. You already know what you want. You just need the courage to admit it and declare it. Once you make the decision, treat it as final. Do not keep changing your mind. Do not keep questioning. Decide once and commit. Number 2, write your goals daily to stay focused. Most people wake up with yesterday's worries still on their mind. They carry the noise of unfinished tasks, forgotten promises, and scattered thoughts. They look at their phone first. They check emails. They scroll through feeds. And before the day even begins, they are already lost in distraction. By the time the evening comes, they feel drained, yet they cannot say what they actually accomplished. The truth is not that they lacked time. The truth is that they lacked focus. And nothing builds focus like the daily habit of writing down your goals. This practice is simple, but it is powerful. It turns drifting into direction. It turns chaos into clarity. It turns an ordinary day into a step toward a bigger future. Writing your goals each day is not about the paper or the ink. It is about what happens inside your mind when you take the time to write. You slow down. You connect with what matters. You remind yourself of your vision. You give your brain a clear set of instructions. Without this, you are pulled in 1,000 directions. With this, you hold steady. Imagine the difference between starting the day with a list of goals that excite you versus starting the day with a pile of random tasks. One path feels empty and reactive. The other path feels alive and deliberate. That is the power of writing down your goals. When you write your goals daily, you train your mind to see them as real. You are no longer holding them as vague ideas floating around in your head. You are putting them into words that you can see, read, and touch. This physical act strengthens your belief in them. It makes them feel possible. It forces you to express them clearly, not just think about them loosely. And when something is clear, the chances of making it happen grow. People often forget this. They think goals live only in the imagination. But when you write them each day, they become part of your daily reality. Think about how many distractions fight for your attention. Work, bills, people, news, problems, noise, and stress. Each one tries to pull you off course. Each one tries to occupy your energy. Without a written reminder of what matters most, it is easy to give in to those distractions. But if every morning you look at your goals written in your own hand, you come back to what counts. That list becomes your anchor. It becomes your filter. It helps you decide what to say yes to and what to say no to. It helps you remember why you are working in the first place. It is not enough to write your goals once and leave them in a drawer. That is like planting a seed and never watering it. The seed dries out and never grows. Your goals work the same way. They need daily attention. They need to be watered with your energy and focus. Each time you write them, you water them. You give them life. You renew your commitment. You tell yourself again that this matters. Over time, this daily ritual shapes your actions, your choices, and your habits. You cannot help but move closer to what you keep writing. Some people think writing the same goals every day is boring. They say it feels repetitive. But repetition is how the mind learns. Repetition is how you build belief. Repetition is how you stay on track when life tries to push you away. Think about athletes. They repeat the same moves thousands of times. That is why they perform with precision when it counts. Writing your goals daily is training for your mind. It strengthens your focus in the same way practice strengthens the body. Without repetition, nothing sticks. With repetition, change becomes natural. You do not need a fancy system to do this. You do not need special notebooks or expensive planners. All you need is a simple sheet of paper and a pen. Every morning or every night, sit down and write your goals. Write them in your own words. Write them in the present tense as if they are already true. Write them with clarity and detail. The paper is not for anyone else. It is for you. This is not about showing off. This is about building inner focus. This is about directing your own mind before the world tries to direct it for you. When you first start, your mind may resist. It may feel silly. It may feel uncomfortable. But that is only because you are not used to it yet. With time, it becomes natural. Soon, it becomes the moment of the day you look forward to. It becomes your private time of direction. You feel a surge of energy when you put pen to paper. You feel in control. You feel centered. That feeling spills over into the rest of your day. You walk taller. You speak with confidence. You act with purpose. People notice the difference. They may not know what changed, but you know it is because you started writing your goals daily. The more often you write your goals, the more you begin to notice opportunities connected to them. Your brain starts picking out things it used to ignore. If your goal is to improve your health, you suddenly notice choices that support it. If your goal is to grow your income, you notice chances to advance. If your goal is to build a new skill, you notice resources that can help. It feels almost magical, but it is not magic. It is focus. What you focus on expands. Writing your goals daily is how you train that focus. There is also something powerful about rewriting your goals when things get hard. There will be days when nothing seems to work. There will be days when you feel tired or discouraged. On those days, sitting down and writing your goals again gives you strength. It reminds you of your why. It reminds you of what you are fighting for. It reminds you that the struggle is part of the process. Those words on paper become a voice that speaks back to your doubts. They tell you to keep going. They tell you not to quit. Do not worry about being perfect in how you write them. Some days your words may flow. Some days they may feel forced. What matters is that you show up. What matters is that you put them down anyway. The act itself is what matters. The discipline is what matters. You are training yourself to focus even when you do not feel like it. That discipline builds character. That character builds results. Success is not about waiting until you feel motivated. Success is about building habits that keep you moving even when motivation fades. Over time, you will see how this habit reshapes your life. You will notice that you waste less time. You will notice that you make decisions faster. You will notice that you feel calmer because you know where you are heading. You will notice that you accomplish more in 6 months than you once did in years. All because you wrote your goals every day. The habit seems small, but the effect is large. The effect is life-changing. You must also understand that writing goals daily is not only about reaching them, it is also about becoming a different person along the way. Each time you write your goals, you are reminding yourself of the kind of person you want to be. You are building that identity. You are saying to yourself, this is who I am becoming. Over 6 months, that repetition shapes your self-image. It makes you believe in yourself more. It makes you act with greater confidence. It makes you grow into the person who deserves those goals. That growth is just as important as the achievement itself. Make this a non-negotiable part of your life. Treat it with the same importance as eating or sleeping. Do it even when you are busy. Do it even when you are traveling. Do it even when you are tired. The days you want to skip are the days you need it most. That is when writing your goals protects your focus. That is when it reminds you of your direction. That is when it keeps you on track. 6 months from now, you will thank yourself for every single day you kept the habit alive. Number 3, build strong habits that support your vision daily. Every day, most people wake up with good intentions. They think about what they want to do. They picture the progress they hope to make. But then the hours slip by, distractions show up, and nothing moves forward. The reason is not lack of desire. The reason is lack of habits that support the vision. Habits are the actions that run your life without asking for permission. They are the routines that either push you forward or pull you back. If your habits are weak, your vision fades. If your habits are strong, your vision grows. That is why building strong habits is not just important, it is necessary. Without them, 6 months will pass and your dream will remain out of reach. With them, 6 months will turn into transformation. Think about the truth of how life works. Your success is not built on one big decision. It is built on small choices repeated day after day. It is built on what you do when no one is watching. It is built on the things you practice without thinking. If those things are aligned with your vision, progress is automatic. If those things are against your vision, failure is automatic. That is why strong habits matter more than bursts of motivation. Motivation may get you started, but habits keep you moving when motivation disappears. Habits carry you through the hard days. Habits hold you steady when your emotions try to drag you off track. Habits are what make your vision real. When you build a habit, you create a system that saves energy. You no longer argue with yourself about what to do. You no longer waste time deciding. The habit takes over. For example, if you build the habit of exercising at the same time each day, you stop negotiating with yourself about whether you should go. You just go. If you build the habit of saving money from every paycheck, you stop questioning whether you can afford to save. You just save. That consistency compounds into results. 6 months of steady habits can change everything about your health, your finances, your skills, and your confidence. The power is in the repetition. To build strong habits, you must connect them to your vision. Do not try to build habits just because other people say they are good. Choose habits that directly support where you want to go. If your vision is to improve your health, then build habits around nutrition, exercise, and sleep. If your vision is to increase your income, then build habits around learning, networking, and productivity. If your vision is to grow your confidence, then build habits around speaking, practicing, and facing small challenges daily. The closer the habit connects to your vision, the stronger your motivation will be to keep it alive. Start with small, clear actions. Many people fail because they try to change everything at once. They overwhelm themselves and quit. But success comes from building one habit at a time. Pick one that makes the biggest difference. Focus on it until it becomes natural. Then add another. Each habit becomes a building block. Soon you have a structure that supports your vision from every angle. 6 months of stacking small habits will create a foundation so strong that nothing can shake it. It is not about perfection. It is about steady improvement. Strong habits also require discipline. Discipline is the muscle that holds the habit in place until it sticks. At first, your mind will resist. It will search for excuses. It will say you are too tired, too busy, or too stressed. This is the test. If you push through the resistance long enough, the habit takes root. Once it is rooted, it becomes easier. The hardest part is the beginning. That is when most people quit. But if you remind yourself of your vision and keep going, soon the habit works for you instead of against you. That is the turning point. That is when you feel momentum. Another key is to create an environment that supports your habits. Your surroundings influence your actions more than you realize. If your goal is to eat healthy, fill your kitchen with fresh food and remove junk food. If your goal is to read more, keep books within reach and limit time on your phone. If your goal is to work out, prepare your clothes the night before so there are no delays. Small adjustments in your environment remove friction. They make it easier to follow through. Strong habits are not just about willpower. They are about setting yourself up for success. Celebrate progress along the way. Habits grow stronger when they feel rewarding. Do not wait until you achieve the final vision to feel proud. Feel proud each time you complete your habit for the day. Feel proud each time you show up when it was easier not to. That sense of pride builds emotional energy. It keeps the habit alive. People often overlook this. They wait for the big win, but they forget the small wins. The truth is, small wins fuel the big win. 6 months of celebrating your habits will create a confidence that cannot be shaken. Your identity is shaped by your habits. Every time you follow through, you prove something to yourself. You prove that you are disciplined. You prove that you are focused. You prove that you are capable. Over time, this becomes who you are. It is not just what you do anymore. It becomes part of your character. This is why strong habits are more powerful than temporary goals. Goals give you something to aim for. Habits turn you into the person who can achieve those goals again and again. The habits you build in the next 6 months will influence your life for years to come. You must also prepare for setbacks. No habit journey is perfect. You will miss days. You will stumble. You will feel frustrated. The key is not to quit. The key is to return the next day. Missing once does not ruin a habit. Quitting does. Be kind to yourself when you slip, but be firm with yourself in getting back on track. Every time you recover, the habit grows stronger. Every time you return, you prove that your vision matters more than temporary failure. That resilience is part of building strong habits. It is part of becoming unshakable. Think about the habits you already have that do not serve you. Maybe it is wasting time on distractions. Maybe it is eating food that makes you sluggish. Maybe it is staying up too late. These habits drain your energy and delay your vision. You must replace them with habits that empower you. You cannot simply remove a habit. You must replace it with something better. If you remove social media scrolling, replace it with reading. If you remove late nights, replace it with early mornings. Each replacement strengthens your path. Over 6 months, these replacements will transform your life. Strong habits must be practiced daily. They cannot be random. They cannot be occasional. They must be consistent. Each day you follow them, they grow. Each day you repeat them, they shape your future. 6 months of daily practice builds results that others call luck. But you will know it was not luck. It was the product of steady habits supporting a clear vision. That is the truth about success. It is not a mystery. It is the outcome of what you do every single day. Building strong habits is a gift you give to your future self. The future version of you will thank you for every small choice you made today. Imagine standing 6 months from now and looking back. Imagine the pride of knowing you built habits that carried you forward. Imagine the relief of knowing you no longer struggle with the same problems because your habits solved them. That future is waiting, but it depends on the habits you build today. Every day is an opportunity to strengthen them. Every day is a chance to move closer to your vision. Number 4, read something uplifting for 30 minutes every day. Most people spend their days surrounded by noise. They scroll through headlines that bring worry. They hear conversations filled with negativity. They watch stories that drain their spirit. This constant stream of discouraging information leaves them tired, doubtful, and anxious. You cannot fill your mind with gloom and expect to feel strong. You cannot feed your thoughts with fear and expect to feel brave. That is why it is so important to choose what you allow into your mind. Reading something uplifting for 30 minutes each day is a habit that can lift your energy, brighten your outlook, and strengthen your belief in yourself. It is a small investment of time with a powerful return. When you take 30 minutes each day to read something positive, you reset your inner world. You give your mind fuel that builds hope instead of worry. You remind yourself that possibilities exist even when problems surround you. You give your thoughts a higher direction. Your mind is like a garden. If you do not plant seeds of growth, weeds of doubt will take over. Reading uplifting words is how you plant the right seeds. Those seeds grow into courage, determination, and focus. Without them, your vision withers. With them, your vision thrives. Think about how your emotions shift when you read something inspiring. You sit quietly with a book or an article, and as the words enter your mind, you begin to feel lighter. You notice your breathing calm. You feel new energy rising. Your perspective changes. What once felt impossible now feels possible. What once felt heavy now feels manageable. That is the power of feeding your mind uplifting content. It gives you strength that no outside force can take away. It puts you back in control of your outlook. You do not need long hours to experience this shift. 30 minutes a day is enough. In half an hour, you can absorb ideas that lift your thinking. You can hear stories of people who overcame struggle and built success. You can learn lessons that remind you that you too can change. You can discover words that stay with you through the day and give you courage when challenges arise. 30 minutes may seem small, but over 6 months it adds up to hours of renewed thinking. It adds up to transformation in how you see yourself and your future. Choose your reading carefully. Not every book or article will uplift you. Look for material that challenges you to grow. Look for stories that remind you of your potential. Look for lessons that strengthen your character. It may be a book about personal development. It may be a biography of someone who achieved great things. It may be an article about building resilience. The key is that it leaves you feeling stronger, not weaker. It leaves you feeling hopeful, not fearful. It leaves you with a sense of purpose, not confusion. That is how you know it is the right kind of reading. The beauty of this practice is that it creates a rhythm of learning. Every day, your mind receives something valuable. Every day, you add another piece of knowledge, another story, another lesson. Over time, this builds a foundation of wisdom. It builds a library inside you that you can draw from whenever you need it. 6 months of daily uplifting reading will give you more strength than years of listening to random chatter. It will separate you from the crowd because most people do not do it. Most people let the world decide what enters their mind. You will decide for yourself. Reading something uplifting each day also improves your ability to focus. You are training your mind to slow down and pay attention. In a world of constant distraction, this is a rare skill. As you focus on the words, your brain becomes sharper. You start to notice details you missed before. You start to think more clearly. You start to process information more effectively. This clarity carries into your work, your decisions, and your conversations. All from 30 minutes of quiet reading each day. There is also an emotional strength that comes from connecting with uplifting words. Sometimes you feel alone in your struggle. Sometimes you believe no one else understands what you are going through. But then you read about someone who faced the same fears, the same doubts, the same setbacks. You realize you are not alone. You realize struggle is part of the journey. You realize that if they could rise above, you can too. This connection brings comfort. It brings courage. It reminds you that the human spirit is stronger than any obstacle. If you make this a daily practice, you will notice how it influences your mood. You will wake up with more optimism. You will approach problems with more calm. You will treat people with more patience. You will carry yourself with more confidence. These changes may seem small at first, but they create a ripple effect. Your relationships improve. Your work improves. Your outlook improves. People around you notice the difference. They see the light in your eyes and the strength in your voice. That light comes from what you feed your mind. Do not underestimate the compound effect of this habit. 30 minutes a day becomes 3.5 hours a week. Over 6 months, that becomes 90 hours. Imagine what 90 hours of uplifting reading will do for your thinking. Imagine how many ideas, lessons, and stories you will carry with you. Imagine how much stronger your mind will be when it has been fed 90 hours of positive content. That is why this habit is so powerful. It compounds into transformation. Make the time for it. Do not say you are too busy. 30 minutes is available to everyone. You can read in the morning before the day begins. You can read at lunch instead of scrolling through your phone. You can read at night before bed instead of watching television. The time is there. The question is whether you value your mind enough to use it. If you say you have no time, what you are really saying is it is not a priority. But if your vision matters, then uplifting your mind must be a priority. You may be surprised at how quickly this habit becomes enjoyable. At first, it may feel like a chore, but soon it becomes the moment of your day that you treasure. It becomes the quiet space where you recharge. It becomes the spark that gives you ideas and motivation. It becomes something you look forward to instead of something you force. That is when you know the habit has taken root. That is when it starts to feel like a gift you give yourself each day. Reading uplifting material also improves your communication. The more you read, the more words and ideas you absorb. You start to express yourself more clearly. You start to share insights with others. You become someone people listen to because you have something meaningful to say. You become a source of encouragement to others because you carry encouragement inside you. People are drawn to that. They want to be around someone who lifts them up. That influence begins with what you feed your own mind. Over 6 months, this daily reading can completely reshape how you see the world. You will see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You will see lessons where you once saw failures. You will see growth where you once saw limits. This new perspective will guide your choices. It will give you courage to act. It will give you strength to persist. It will give you wisdom to avoid mistakes. All because you made the decision to feed your mind 30 minutes of uplifting content each day. Make this a permanent part of your life. The world will always try to fill your mind with negativity, but you have the choice to resist. You have the choice to direct your own thoughts. Number 5, track your progress weekly and adjust when needed. Most people start strong when they set a new goal. They feel motivated, excited, and full of energy. But as weeks pass, the energy fades. They get caught in routines, and before they realize it, months go by without much progress. They wonder why nothing has changed, yet they never took the time to measure their actions. This is where many dreams die, not because the vision was impossible, but because the progress was never tracked. You cannot improve what you do not measure. You cannot correct what you do not notice. That is why tracking your progress weekly is one of the most important habits you can build. It keeps you honest. It shows you where you stand. It forces you to face the truth. When you track your progress weekly, you stop living in assumptions. You stop saying things like, I think I'm doing well, or I feel like I'm on track. Feelings can fool you. Assumptions can mislead you. Numbers do not lie. Records do not lie. A written record shows you exactly what you did, how much you did, and what results came from it. That clarity is powerful. It gives you confidence when you see progress. It gives you direction when you notice mistakes. Without tracking, you drift. With tracking, you stay aligned with your vision. Think of how it feels to step on a scale after a week of healthy eating and see the number drop. That number is proof that your effort worked. Think of how it feels to look at a savings chart and see the line move upward each week. That chart is proof that your discipline matters. Think of how it feels to review your workout log and see the weights you lift getting heavier. That log is proof that you are growing stronger. This sense of proof builds momentum. It tells your mind, keep going because this is working. That emotional lift is priceless. Tracking also helps you see patterns that you would miss otherwise. You may notice that your productivity is higher on certain days. You may notice that your energy drops when you skip sleep. You may notice that your progress slows when you eat poorly. These patterns give you knowledge. That knowledge helps you make smarter decisions. Without tracking, these lessons stay hidden. With tracking, they become clear. Each week you learn more about yourself. Each week you gain insight that makes the next week stronger. You must also be willing to adjust when needed. Tracking is not about punishing yourself. It is not about feeling guilty. It is about feedback. Feedback is a gift. It tells you what works and what does not. If something is not working, you do not quit. You adjust. You refine your approach. You try a different method. You improve your system. Many people fail because they refuse to adjust. They keep doing the same thing even when it brings no results. That is stubbornness, not discipline. Discipline means staying committed to the vision but flexible with the methods. The weekly review is where the real progress happens. Set aside time each week to look back at your actions. Ask yourself simple questions. What did I do well this week? What did I fall short on? What needs more attention? What can I change to do better next week? Write down your answers. Do not rely on memory alone. This written record becomes your guide. It becomes your personal map of growth. 6 months of weekly reviews will give you a clear story of how you improved. It will show you your victories and your lessons. Tracking weekly also prevents small problems from becoming big ones. If you wait too long to review, mistakes grow. A small spending problem becomes a debt. A missed workout becomes a month of inactivity. A poor habit becomes hard to break. But when you check weekly, you catch these issues early. You correct them before they grow. That is how you stay on track. That is how you avoid regret. The earlier you see the problem, the easier it is to fix. Weekly tracking keeps you aware. Awareness is the first step to change. Do not make tracking complicated. Keep it simple. Use a notebook, a journal, or a basic chart. Write down your goals and mark your progress each week. Use numbers when you can. Numbers make progress visible. If your goal is fitness, track your weight, your reps, or your distance. If your goal is money, track your savings, your income, or your expenses. If your goal is learning, track the hours you studied or the books you read. Simple numbers show clear results. They cut through excuses. They tell the truth. One of the most powerful effects of tracking is the sense of pride it builds. When you look back and see weeks of progress stacked together, you feel proud. You see proof of your discipline. You see evidence of your growth. That pride strengthens your identity. It makes you believe even more in your ability to change. It makes you want to keep going. You start to realize that success is not just about big wins. It is about consistent small wins tracked over time. Each small win adds up. Each weekly record becomes part of your story. It is also important to track not only results, but also actions. Results can take time to appear. You may not see a major change after the first week or even the second, but if you track your actions, you see that you are putting in the work. That keeps you motivated while waiting for results. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, you may not see big changes in the first weeks. But if you track your meals, your workouts, and your sleep, you see proof that you are moving in the right direction. That proof keeps you steady until the results catch up. Adjustments are where growth accelerates. When you review your week, be honest. If something is not working, change it. Do not hold on to methods out of pride. The goal is not to be right. The goal is to succeed. Maybe you discover that morning workouts are better for you than evening ones. Adjust. Maybe you find that saving money automatically works better than saving manually. Adjust. Maybe you realize that reading shorter books keeps you more consistent. Adjust. Small adjustments make a big difference over time. 6 months of small improvements create transformation. Tracking your progress also makes you accountable. It is easy to lie to yourself when nothing is recorded. You can tell yourself stories about how much effort you put in. But the record does not lie. The numbers do not lie. When you see the truth on paper, you face reality. That reality may feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary. Growth requires honesty. Progress requires facing the truth. Accountability is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Weekly tracking gives you that accountability. The act of reviewing your week also gives you perspective. Life moves fast, and it is easy to forget how far you have come. When you track weekly, you can look back and see progress you might have overlooked. Maybe you are not yet where you want to be, but you are further than you were. That perspective gives you encouragement. It shows you that effort compounds. It shows you that small steps add up. It reminds you that patience matters. That perspective keeps you from quitting too soon. Make weekly tracking a ritual. Pick a day and a time and commit to it. Maybe it is Sunday evening. Maybe it is Friday afternoon. The day does not matter. What matters is that it happens every week without fail. Treat it as a meeting with yourself. Treat it as seriously as you would a meeting with a boss or a client. Show up for yourself. Review your week. Adjust your plan. Prepare for the next week with clarity. That ritual builds structure. That structure builds results. Over 6 months, the habit of tracking will transform how you approach your goals. You will no longer drift. You will no longer wonder. You will know. You will know what works. Number 6, invest 1 hour daily in learning new skills. Many people wake up each day and repeat the same routine year after year. They go to work, they do their tasks, they come home and they rest. Yet inside they feel a quiet frustration. They feel stuck in the same place. They want more opportunities, but nothing changes. The reason is simple. They stopped learning. They stopped growing. They stopped adding new tools to their life. The world is changing fast, and those who do not grow get left behind. But those who commit to learning new skills daily create opportunities for themselves. Investing 1 hour a day in learning can change your direction in 6 months. It can open doors that were once closed. It can give you confidence you never had before. 1 hour may not seem like much, but over time it creates a powerful difference. 60 minutes of focused learning adds up to 7 hours each week. Over 6 months, that becomes more than 180 hours. Think about what you could do with that time. You could master a new language. You could learn how to start a business. You could become skilled in a new technology. You could develop communication skills that change how people see you. That investment separates you from the crowd because most people waste that time. They spend it on entertainment, distractions, and habits that bring no return. But when you spend it on learning, you are building a future that pays back for the rest of your life. Learning new skills gives you confidence. Confidence comes from competence. The more you know, the more capable you feel. The more capable you feel, the more courage you have to take action. Many people hesitate because they lack confidence. They fear failure, so they never try. But when you learn, you feel ready. You know what steps to take. You understand how things work. That knowledge gives you power. It silences doubt. It gives you a sense of control. Every hour you invest in learning adds to this strength. Each hour sharpens your mind and makes you more prepared for challenges. Decide what skills will bring you closer to your vision. Not all skills are equal. Some skills have the power to transform your life. Maybe it is public speaking if you want to lead. Maybe it is financial management if you want wealth. Maybe it is fitness knowledge if you want health. Maybe it is digital tools if you want to stay competitive in your career. Pick skills that align with your goals. One skill mastered can change everything. 6 months of steady learning in one area can put you ahead of most people who dabble without focus. Do not wait for perfect conditions to start. Many people say they will learn when they have more time, but that day never comes. The truth is you must create the time. 1 hour is always available if you choose it. Wake up earlier, use your lunch break, turn off the television, put away your phone. The time is there. The question is whether you see learning as important enough to claim it. If your vision matters, then 1 hour a day is a small price to pay. That 1 hour will shape the other 23. It will shape your decisions, your opportunities, and your future. There are many ways to learn. You can read books. You can listen to audiobooks. You can take online courses. You can practice skills hands-on. You can study with mentors. The method does not matter as much as the consistency. Pick the method that excites you. Pick the method that fits your lifestyle. Then commit to it daily. Variety can help as well. Read one day, watch a lesson the next, practice the skill the next. This keeps the learning alive. It keeps your mind engaged. It makes the process enjoyable. The key is to keep the 1 hour sacred. Guard it like an appointment with your future self. Learning also requires application. Knowledge without action fades quickly. After you learn something, apply it. Test it. Use it in real life. If you learn about communication, practice it in your conversations. If you learn about health, apply it in your meals. If you learn about business, apply it in your projects. Application locks the knowledge into your memory. It makes the learning real. It turns theory into experience. That is when growth happens. 1 hour of learning plus daily application can transform you in ways you cannot imagine. You may feel uncomfortable at first. Learning new skills often makes you feel like a beginner again. You make mistakes. You feel awkward. You struggle to understand. Many people quit at this stage. They do not like the feeling of being new. But this discomfort is proof that you are growing. It is proof that you are stretching beyond your old limits. Embrace it. Keep going. With practice, the awkwardness fades. With repetition, the skill becomes natural. 6 months from now, what once felt hard will feel easy. That is the reward of consistent learning. Investing in new skills also expands your opportunities. Employers value those who grow. Businesses value those who innovate. People value those who bring new ideas. When you learn, you make yourself more valuable. You create chances that others miss. You open paths that others cannot see. You are no longer stuck waiting for someone else to give you permission. You have the tools to create your own path. That freedom is priceless. It comes from the daily habit of investing in yourself through learning. Another powerful benefit of learning is that it keeps your mind sharp. The brain is like a muscle. It grows when challenged. It weakens when idle. Learning new skills stimulates your brain. It improves memory. It improves focus. It improves problem solving. This mental strength carries into every area of your life. It makes you more alert, more creative, and more resourceful. 6 months of daily learning will make you sharper than you ever imagined. It will make you feel alive again. You must also protect your learning from distraction. 1 focused hour is worth more than 3 distracted hours. Turn off notifications. Find a quiet place. Set a timer. Be fully present. Give the skill your complete attention. When you do this daily, your progress multiplies. Focused effort builds mastery. Distraction delays growth. Treat your learning time as sacred. Treat it as non-negotiable. This discipline will reward you in ways you cannot measure today, but will clearly see in the future. Surround yourself with people who value learning. Their energy will inspire you. Their conversations will challenge you. Their habits will influence you. If you spend time with people who waste their hours, you may be tempted to waste yours. If you spend time with people who invest in growth, you will feel motivated to grow as well. Your environment matters. Build an environment where learning is normal. Build friendships where growth is celebrated. 6 months in such an environment will accelerate your progress beyond what you could do alone. Over time, you will notice how learning changes your identity. You will no longer see yourself as limited. You will see yourself as someone who can grow, adapt, and create. You will feel proud of the person you are becoming. That pride builds more confidence. That confidence leads to more action. The cycle continues. Each new skill adds another layer to who you are. Each hour invested adds another brick to the foundation of your future. You are building yourself into someone capable of achieving great things. 1 hour a day may not feel like much in the moment, but it is enough to change the direction of your life. 6 months of daily learning can put you years ahead of where you are now. It can separate you from the average. It can give you the tools to build the life you want. All it requires is the decision to start today. All it requires is the discipline to stay consistent. The investment is small, but the return is beyond measure. Number 7, surround yourself with positive people who lift you higher. Many people fail to realize how deeply influenced they are by the people around them. They may have dreams, but if they spend their time with those who doubt, complain, or criticize, those dreams quickly shrink. You may know that feeling yourself. You try to share your goals, but instead of encouragement, you hear reasons why it cannot work. You start to second-guess your vision. You feel your energy drain. The truth is simple. The people around you will either pull you forward or hold you back. If you surround yourself with positive people who lift you higher, you give yourself a chance to grow beyond your limits. If you surround yourself with negative people, you chain yourself to the same struggles again and again. Positive people bring energy. They carry a sense of possibility in the way they talk, in the way they act, and in the way they live. When you are with them, you feel stronger. You feel braver. You feel capable of more than you thought before. Their words inspire you. Their actions show you what is possible. Their attitude reminds you that setbacks are temporary. They lift you when you feel low, and they push you when you settle for less than your best. This kind of influence is priceless. It feeds your mind and strengthens your spirit. It gives you courage to keep moving when the path is difficult. Negative people do the opposite. They drain energy from you. They see problems in every solution. They highlight risks in every opportunity. They laugh at your goals or tell you they are unrealistic. They settle for less and want you to settle too. Spending time with them feels heavy. You leave conversations feeling tired instead of inspired. You doubt yourself more than you believe in yourself. This is why choosing your circle is so important. Your future is shaped by your environment, and people are the biggest part of that environment. Look at the people closest to you. Do they encourage your growth? Do they celebrate your progress? Do they push you to be better? Or do they criticize, complain, and hold you back? This is not about judging others. It is about protecting your future. You have only so much energy each day. If you spend it fighting off negativity, you will have little left to build your vision. But if you spend it surrounded by positivity, your energy grows. You feel lighter. You feel supported. You feel motivated to do more. That difference can decide whether you reach your goals in 6 months or remain stuck in the same place. Surrounding yourself with positive people does not mean you cut off everyone else completely. It means you become intentional. You spend more time with those who encourage and less time with those who discourage. You choose carefully who you share your dreams with. You choose carefully whose advice you listen to. You choose carefully who you let influence your thoughts. You take control of your circle. You understand that your environment is not fixed. You can change it. You can create a circle that supports your growth. Positive people are not always the loudest or the most outgoing. Sometimes they are quiet but supportive. Sometimes they are focused on their own growth, and their discipline inspires you. Sometimes they are kind and consistent, and their example shows you a better way to live. Pay attention to how you feel when you are around someone. If you feel stronger, more hopeful, and more alive, that is a sign you are with the right person. If you feel smaller, more doubtful, and more drained, that is a sign you must reconsider that relationship. Seek out communities that value growth. Join groups where people are working on their goals. Attend events where people share ideas and encouragement. Surround yourself with those who want to rise because their energy will push you higher. When you hear their stories, you will see that struggle is normal. When you see their progress, you will believe progress is possible for you. When you share your own journey, you will receive encouragement instead of criticism. This sense of community gives you strength that is hard to find alone. Your circle should also challenge you. Positive people do not just tell you what you want to hear. They tell you the truth in a way that builds you, not breaks you. They push you when you are slacking. They remind you of your potential when you are settling. They expect you to give your best because they believe in you. That kind of challenge is valuable. It sharpens you. It keeps you accountable. It makes sure you do not waste your talent. Without this kind of challenge, it is easy to slip into comfort. With it, you rise higher than you thought possible. Be willing to outgrow certain relationships. Not everyone is meant to stay with you on your journey. Some people were right for a past version of you, but not for the future you are building. It can feel painful to step away, but it is necessary. You cannot carry everyone with you. You must choose your future over comfort. You must choose your growth over approval. Surrounding yourself with positive people sometimes means letting go of those who refuse to grow. That choice may be hard, but it is worth it. You must also become a positive person yourself. It is not enough to only seek positivity from others. You must bring it too. Lift others with your words. Encourage them in their struggles. Celebrate their wins. Share your energy and your belief. When you do this, you attract positive people naturally. They see your light and want to be around it. You become part of a circle where everyone lifts each other higher. That kind of environment is powerful. It creates a momentum that carries everyone forward. Notice how your life feels when you spend time with the right people. You smile more. You laugh more. You speak with confidence. You take action with energy. You feel like the best version of yourself. That feeling is not an accident. It is the result of positive influence. Protect it. Value it. Make it a non-negotiable part of your life. The people you surround yourself with will shape your next 6 months more than almost anything else. Choose wisely. Every hour spent with negative people is an hour stolen from your growth. Every hour spent with positive people is an hour invested in your future. You control where you invest. Do not underestimate the power of this choice. It may seem small, but it shapes everything. 6 months of positive influence can change your direction forever. It can help you believe in yourself when you doubt. It can help you keep moving when you feel stuck. It can help you see possibilities you never saw before. That is the gift of surrounding yourself with people who lift you higher. Number 8, take small, bold actions every single day forward. Most people spend their days thinking about what they want, but never acting on it. They tell themselves they will start tomorrow, or they wait for the perfect time, or they spend weeks planning but never moving. That delay becomes a habit, and before they realize it, months have passed and nothing has changed. The truth is, dreams are built through action, not thought. And not just any action, but small, bold actions every single day. You do not need giant leaps to change your life. You need consistent steps that push you forward. You need actions that stretch your comfort, that demand a little courage, and that move you closer to your vision. These small, bold actions are the bricks of transformation. When I say small, I mean actions that are realistic to complete in a single day. Too often, people overwhelm themselves by trying to take on too much at once. They try to change everything overnight, and when it becomes too heavy, they quit. But one small action is manageable. One small action feels possible. It gives you a win today, and another tomorrow, and another the next day. These wins build momentum. They build belief. They build discipline. Over 6 months, the compound effect of daily small actions will surprise you. What felt impossible in the beginning will feel natural at the end. When I say bold, I mean actions that stretch you. Many people stay safe. They only do what feels comfortable. But comfort does not create growth. You must be willing to take steps that scare you a little. Call someone you have been avoiding. Share your ideas when you would normally stay quiet. Apply for an opportunity that feels bigger than you. Try something new when your fear says stay the same. These bold steps are where the growth happens. They push you beyond your limits. They build courage. They make you stronger. Without boldness, small actions become routine. With boldness, small actions become breakthroughs. Each day ask yourself, what is one small, bold action I can take today that moves me closer to my vision? Do not look for 10 actions. Do not overcomplicate it. Focus on one. It might be writing one page for your book. It might be making one sales call. It might be going to the gym for 30 minutes. It might be putting $10 into savings. It might be speaking to one new person. Simple, clear, bold actions, done daily. That is how progress is made. It is not glamorous. It is not dramatic, but it works. The challenge is that small actions do not always feel important in the moment. They feel easy to skip. One skipped action does not seem like a big deal. But one skipped action leads to another, and soon the habit is gone. You must treat small actions as non-negotiable. They are the building blocks of your vision. Imagine trying to build a wall and leaving out bricks each day. The wall would collapse. Your vision works the same way. Each action is a brick. Each day you add a brick, the wall grows stronger. Each day you skip, the wall weakens. Bold actions also require courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing what matters even when fear is present. Fear will always whisper reasons to wait, to hide, or to stop. But if you listen, you will never move. The way to silence fear is through action. Every time you act, fear loses its power. Every time you take a bold step, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. 6 months of daily courage will reshape how you see yourself. You will no longer see yourself as someone who hesitates. You will see yourself as someone who acts. Consistency is the secret. Anyone can take bold action once. Anyone can do something impressive when they feel motivated. But few people can do it daily. That is where success is built. Daily action turns effort into habit. Habit turns into character. Character shapes destiny. You do not need to do extraordinary things one time. You need to do small, bold things every day. That is how you change your story. That is how you rewrite your future. Tracking your daily actions helps you stay committed. Write them down each night. Write what you did, even if it felt small. That record becomes proof that you are moving forward. On hard days, look back and remind yourself of your progress. Those pages of action will give you confidence. They will remind you that you are not standing still. They will show you that daily effort adds up. Without tracking, it is easy to forget how much you have done. With tracking, you see the evidence. Evidence builds belief. Not every action will bring visible results immediately. Some actions will feel like nothing happened, but do not underestimate them. Seeds take time to grow. Effort takes time to show. Your job is not to demand instant results. Your job is to keep acting, to keep planning, to keep moving. Trust the process. 6 months of action will show results you cannot see today. But you must earn them with patience. You must keep acting even when the results are invisible. Surround yourself with people who also take bold action. Their courage will inspire you. Their progress will motivate you. Their discipline will keep you accountable. Share your actions with them. Celebrate wins together. Push each other when you feel tired. The right group will multiply your strength. The wrong group will make excuses. Choose carefully. Daily bold action is easier when you're not walking alone. Small bold actions also build resilience. Each time you act, you face challenges. Some days you will succeed. Some days you will fail. But failure is not the enemy. Failure is feedback. It shows you what to adjust. It makes you stronger. If you keep acting despite failure, resilience grows. Soon, failure does not scare you. It becomes part of your growth. That resilience is priceless. It will carry you through every challenge. It will make you unstoppable. The power of small, bold actions is that they fit into every life. No matter how busy you are, you can find one action each day. No matter how tired you are, you can take one step forward. No matter how discouraged you feel, you can still act once. This universality is what makes it powerful. Anyone can do it. The question is not whether you can. The question is whether you will. Each day is a choice. Each day is an opportunity. Each day is a chance to act boldly. Imagine what your life will look like 6 months from now if you take one bold action every day. That is 180 bold steps. That is 180 chances to grow. That is 180 opportunities to build courage. That is 180 bricks in the wall of your vision. Imagine the confidence you will feel. Imagine the progress you will see. Imagine the pride of knowing you acted daily. That future is within reach. It is built one day at a time. It is built through small, bold actions. Number 9, celebrate every little win to build lasting confidence. Many people work hard toward their goals, but rarely stop to acknowledge what they accomplish along the way. They believe they can only celebrate when the final result is achieved. They tell themselves they will feel proud when they hit the big target. But months pass, and because they only focus on what is missing, they feel discouraged. This mindset steals energy and creates doubt. The truth is, confidence is not built only at the finish line. It is built every step of the way. You build lasting confidence by celebrating each little win. You train yourself to notice progress, to value effort, and to feel proud in the present. Confidence grows when you recognize that your actions matter. Each time you finish a workout, that is a win. Each time you save a few dollars, that is a win. Each time you take a bold step, that is a win. These small victories prove that you are moving forward. They prove that you are capable of discipline. They prove that you are committed. If you dismiss them as too small, you miss the opportunity to build belief in yourself. But when you celebrate them, you strengthen the foundation of confidence. That foundation will carry you through the bigger challenges. Celebration does not mean throwing a party for every step. It means pausing to acknowledge yourself. It means saying, I did it today. It means giving yourself credit where it is due. That recognition changes how you feel. You no longer see yourself as someone trying endlessly without results. You see yourself as someone who wins daily. This shift is powerful. It motivates you to keep going. It gives you emotional fuel. Without it, the journey feels heavy. With it, the journey feels rewarding. Think about how a child learns. When they take their first step, everyone claps and smiles. That encouragement makes the child take another step. Soon the steps turn into walking, and walking turns into running. Adults are no different. Encouragement matters. Recognition matters. If you wait until the marathon is finished before you celebrate, you will run out of energy halfway. But if you celebrate each mile, you find strength to finish. The same is true for every goal. Confidence is not a one-time achievement. It is a habit built through small celebrations. The brain responds strongly to rewards. When you celebrate a win, your mind releases energy that makes you want to repeat the action. You create a positive loop. Action leads to celebration, and celebration leads to more action. This is how habits are strengthened. If you ignore your wins, the loop breaks. You begin to see the effort as pointless. Motivation fades. The simple act of acknowledging progress keeps the fire alive. That is why celebrating little wins is not just nice, it is necessary. You must learn to notice progress even when it is small. Maybe you did not lose 10 pounds this week, but you lost one. Celebrate it. Maybe you did not finish the entire project, but you finished a part of it. Celebrate it. Maybe you did not save $1,000, but you saved 50. Celebrate it. These small wins matter. They add up. They are the building blocks of the bigger victory. 6 months of small wins create transformation. If you only wait for the final result, you miss the joy of the journey. Confidence is built on evidence. The more evidence you gather that you are moving forward, the stronger your confidence grows. Celebrating little wins is how you gather this evidence. It is how you prove to yourself that you are capable. It is how you remind yourself that progress is happening. Without this, doubt grows louder. You forget what you have achieved and only see what you have not. That imbalance destroys confidence. But when you celebrate, you balance the scale. You see what is working. You see what you are becoming. That sight gives you strength to continue. Celebration also makes the process enjoyable. Success is not only about achievement, it is about how you feel along the way. If every day feels like punishment, you will eventually quit. But if every day has moments of pride, you will continue. Celebrating little wins brings joy into the process. It makes growth feel rewarding. It makes the work feel worth it. That joy is what sustains long-term effort. That joy is what creates lasting confidence. You do not need big gestures to celebrate. Sometimes it is as simple as writing your win in a journal. Sometimes it is taking a quiet moment to smile and say, I did it. Sometimes it is sharing the win with a friend who supports you. Sometimes it is giving yourself a small treat. The method does not matter as much as the recognition. What matters is that you pause, notice, and honor the progress. That pause is what plants confidence deeper into your mind. Be careful not to compare your wins to others. Confidence is built by competing with yourself, not with the world. What matters is whether you are moving forward from where you were yesterday. A small win for you may look different from someone else's big win, but it is just as valuable. Do not rob yourself of confidence by chasing comparisons. Focus on your own journey. Celebrate your own steps. That is how you build a strong inner foundation. When setbacks happen, celebrating wins becomes even more important. In tough times, it is easy to forget how far you have come. Doubt can take over. That is when you must remind yourself of the progress you already made. Look at the little wins you gathered. Let them remind you that you are not starting from nothing. Let them remind you that you have strength. That reminder keeps your confidence alive when everything feels difficult. Without it, setbacks can crush you. With it, setbacks become temporary. Confidence built through celebration lasts longer than confidence built only on results. Results come and go. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If your confidence depends only on the outcome, it will rise and fall constantly. But if your confidence depends on recognizing effort and progress, it becomes stable. It becomes steady. It becomes part of who you are. That is lasting confidence. That is the kind of confidence that carries you through any challenge. You can also use celebration to inspire others. When you share your wins, you show people that progress is possible. You remind them that small steps matter. You encourage them to celebrate their own journey. This creates a culture of growth. It creates a community of encouragement. Everyone feels stronger when little wins are valued. Everyone feels motivated when progress is recognized. By celebrating yourself, you give others permission to do the same. That ripple effect is powerful. 6 months of celebrating little wins can change how you see yourself. Instead of feeling like you are always behind, you feel like you are always moving forward. Instead of doubting whether you are capable, you believe in your progress. Instead of waiting for a faraway goal to give you pride, you feel pride every day. That steady pride builds lasting confidence. It makes you bold. It makes you consistent. It makes you resilient. It turns your vision into reality, not through one big leap, but through daily steps honored along the way. Number 10, stay disciplined even when the excitement feels far. At the beginning of any new journey, there is energy. You feel a spark when you decide to change. You feel inspired when you write down your goals. You feel unstoppable when you take the first steps. But as days pass, that excitement fades. The new plan starts to feel like routine. The progress feels slow. The results feel distant. Many people quit here. They mistake the loss of excitement for the loss of purpose. They give up because the feeling is gone. But success is not about feeling excited every day. Success is about staying disciplined even when the excitement feels far. Discipline is the bridge between the start and the finish. Without it, you never arrive. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it. Feelings are unreliable. They rise and fall with your mood, your environment, and your energy. If you wait until you feel motivated, you will never be consistent. Discipline is what carries you through the days when motivation disappears. It is the decision to keep going, not because it feels good, but because it matters. That choice builds strength. That choice builds character. That choice builds results. Discipline is not about punishment. It is about commitment. It is the daily promise you keep to yourself. Think about the gap between starting and achieving. In the beginning, excitement gives you a push. At the end, results give you energy. But in the middle, there is a long stretch where nothing feels dramatic. That middle is where most people quit. They confuse ordinary days with wasted days. But the truth is, progress is built in that middle. Every small disciplined action repeated during those quiet days builds momentum. 6 months of consistent discipline in the middle can produce results that surprise even you. The middle is not glamorous, but it is where success is made. Staying disciplined requires structure. You cannot rely on willpower alone. Willpower fades when you are tired, stressed, or distracted. Structure keeps you steady. Build routines that make discipline automatic. Set a schedule for your workouts, your learning, your work. Decide in advance when and how you will act. Do not leave it up to chance. Discipline grows stronger when supported by structure. It saves you from daily decision fatigue. It removes the option of negotiation with yourself. When the plan is clear, the action becomes easier. It also helps to remember why you started. Excitement fades, but purpose remains. Write down your reasons. Write down the vision that pushed you to begin. Read it when you feel tired. Remind yourself of what is at stake. Remind yourself of the pain of staying the same. Remind yourself of the joy of achieving change. Purpose gives discipline power. It gives meaning to the effort. It tells you that even when today feels ordinary, you are still moving towards something extraordinary. Purpose keeps the fire alive when excitement is gone. Discipline is also built through small daily wins. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust in yourself. Each time you follow through, you prove you can. That proof strengthens your confidence. It makes discipline easier the next time. This is why it is important not to set overwhelming standards. Focus on small actions that you can complete daily. Finish them, celebrate them, and let them fuel your discipline. Over time, these daily wins stack up into major progress. Confidence grows not from big victories alone, but from daily discipline honored again and again. On the hard days, discipline feels heavy. You may want to quit. You may want to rest. You may feel like it does not matter. But remember that discipline is most valuable on the days when it is hardest. Anyone can stay on track when they feel good. Few people stay on track when they feel low. That difference separates success from failure. If you can act on those difficult days, you prove your strength. You prove that your vision matters more than your feelings. That proof builds resilience. It makes future challenges easier. Surrounding yourself with disciplined people helps too. When you see others stay committed, it inspires you to stay committed as well. Their example reminds you that consistency is possible. Their habits influence your habits. If you spend time with those who quit easily, discipline becomes harder. But if you spend time with those who value discipline, it becomes natural. Environment matters. Choose an environment that makes discipline the standard, not the exception. 6 months in such an environment will change your identity. Track your discipline as you would track your progress. Write down what you completed each day. Keep a visible record. This record becomes proof when doubt creeps in. You may feel like nothing is happening, but when you look back at weeks of consistent action, you will see the truth. You will see that you showed up. You will see that you honored your plan. That evidence strengthens your belief. It reminds you that discipline is paying off, even if results are not yet visible. Evidence silences excuses. Discipline also requires patience. Results do not appear instantly. Growth takes time. Skills take time. Change takes time. Impatience destroys discipline. You must accept that progress is gradual. You must trust the process. Each day of discipline is a deposit into your future. The balance grows slowly, but it grows. 6 months of deposits will give you a return you cannot imagine today. The key is not to demand instant payoff. The key is to keep depositing daily. That patience separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. You must also prepare for setbacks. No one stays perfect. There will be days you miss. There will be mistakes. Discipline is not about never failing. Discipline is about returning quickly after failure. Do not let one missed day turn into a missed week. Do not let one mistake become an excuse to quit. Return the next day. Restart the habit. Recommit to the plan. Each return strengthens discipline. Each comeback proves your commitment. That resilience is what keeps you moving forward when others fall away. Discipline is freedom. It frees you from the trap of waiting for the right mood. It frees you from regret. It frees you from wasted time. It frees you from doubt. When you live with discipline, you live with control. You know that your actions align with your goals. You know that you are not leaving your future to chance. That sense of control brings peace. It brings confidence. It brings power. Discipline may feel heavy in the moment, but its reward is freedom. Imagine 6 months of staying disciplined even when excitement fades. Imagine waking up each day and acting whether you felt like it or not. Imagine the strength you would build. Imagine the results you would achieve. Imagine the pride of knowing you honored your word daily. That pride is lasting. That pride is powerful. That pride is built not on feelings but on discipline. It is the foundation of every success story. It is the habit that turns vision into reality.